What's up, guys? It's your boy, not Satan, your 79th favorite Korean immersion learning YouTuber. I've been thinking of making this video for quite a while. It's in my Notion list, but I didn't really have any ideas for it until a couple days ago. Gotta give a shout out to my boy Rosen. He asked me about the carryover, and so I thought it'd be cool to talk about why or how much does Chinese carry over to learning Korean. And so a bit of a background about myself. I wouldn't say my Chinese is very good. I wouldn't even say it's native, but I can say I'm definitely able to comprehend pretty much everything I see. I mean, because you're not going to watch quantum mechanics documentaries, right? So regular TV shows, most books I think I can read with ease. Like I don't think I need a dictionary. So that's about my level. Yeah, but my speaking is horrible, but you know what, it's okay. I don't even speak anyways. And so I've always been thinking about how much does it help. So when I first started, I thought, wow, you know what, it's so similar. I'm gonna become fluent in a month, and now I'm pretty much 10 months in, and that's not the case. So I find that when we talk about the most important thing, which is vocab recognition, right? So how easily can you recognize things in raw immersion? So in terms of reading or listening, I find that after like the very basic Sino-Korean vocab is acquired, then there's pretty much zero carryover, because most other vocabs are just very unfamiliar. So, and there's so many moments where I don't recognize things in immersion, or don't recognize things when I'm reading, but then when I do the lookup, I see, oh, it's actually it has it could be a Sino-Korean word, or maybe it has Hanja, which is the Hanzi for Korean. But then when I'm immersing, I just can't make that connection, right? I just can't do the connection, because when you're free immersing, it's just not very time efficient to convert things back and forth, right? So when you can directly just when the words just enter your brain, then you don't have to translate it. It just translates from Korean to mentalese, right? So that's not so difficult. So I mean, in terms of that aspect, I think the carryover is very minimal. At most, it saved me like 1 week of time, but I mean, that's not a lot. Then in terms of SRS, I definitely want to say that this is probably the biggest advantage, is when you're making cards and you're looking for definitions. If there is a Hanja equivalent in a dictionary, it might make certain cards easier if the meaning, the Hanja meaning, is the same as the actual definition meaning, because there are instances where the Hanja doesn't mean what it means in Chinese. So there's in terms of definition, right? And so, but there are quite a lot. I'd say maybe about 30% of cards I can make simply from simply using the Hanja as the definition, as the in my Aki cards. But then when I'm doing my reviews, when I'm doing my recall, I wouldn't say that having Hanja helps a lot, because you're just you're still trying to recall the idea. You're trying to recall the expression. You're not trying to recall the exact definition, so that doesn't really help me at all. I mean, even because even though it's there, you're still not going to remember the complete definition anyways when you're reviewing, right? So I feel that doesn't have much carryover. So the only carryover is basically just making cards again. And then grammar, this one is a very disappointing one. There was basically zero carryover. I mean, I wish there was carryover, then I wouldn't have to study all this grammar, but there isn't. So that's why I had to learn grammar, the regular way, right, through reading all the explanations. So I don't think Chinese grammar had much carryover to Korean grammar at all. And then I guess dictionary lookup. This is probably a slight advantage is if I'm free immersing and just something pops up and I check in the dictionary and there's a Hanja equivalent, then that could help because it's fast, right? Because as soon as I see it, I can recognize the character. Then if I can see it and I recognize the character, I might know what it means. But I mean, I don't look stuff up that much anyways in immersion, right? So that didn't really help at all. So I guess overall, since I'm pretty much almost 10 months in conclusion, do I think it helps? A little. Maybe it helps with some of the vocab, but I think overall, the amount of help I got from learning Chinese is pretty minimal to Korean. So if anyone out there is thinking of learning Chinese and then learning Korean, I think it'd be easier to just learn Korean directly. Instead of going the long way. So I hope everyone enjoyed that video. So remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, keep immersing.